I'm Jill Urban. Moving is always a stressful process, but moving from one apartment to another in New York City has its own set of challenges. There are a lot of obstacles that can arise, so we asked David Donen of Oz Moving for some advice on how to get yourself and your stuff from point A to point B while keeping your sanity in check. First, he says timing is everything. Try to book your mover as far ahead as possible. Also, movers tend to be more booked on Fridays and at the end and beginning of each month. If you can move mid-month, mid-week, you may have more flexibility and could save yourself a few bucks. But before you book your move, you need to book your elevators.
Make sure your elevators are booked in both buildings. You need to synchronize so you know the morning you'll be coming out of one building and you'll usually need the afternoon in the other building. Or if you need full packing, next day.
If you're moving into a walk-up with odd-shaped steps, ask the super for some advice ahead of time so you don't get stuck, literally. Also, find out all the rules in advance.
Most buildings have cutoff times. Some require certificates of insurance and workers' comp. Just find out the rules ahead of time. Don't be surprised.
And speaking of surprises, one surprise you don't want is bed bugs. So make sure to ask the mover and the building about their bed bug prevention policies.
Bed bugs come into play a lot in these apartment buildings. You need to check with the moving company and see what their policy is. If they have a dog that checks out the blankets and the trucks ahead of time, check with the building. Some don't allow blankets, some only allow disposable materials.
And last, a big question people ask is, should I pay a flat price or an hourly fee? Donen suggests an hourly rate if you're doing all the packing yourself and if you're in a studio or one bedroom. If you need the movers to pack for you or if you have a larger apartment, he suggests getting a fixed price. So these are just a few things to keep in mind to help make sure things are smooth when you're on the move. Jill Urban, New York 1.